Welcome to Fake Gamer Girls. This is a podcast for sisters who publish on time and within a month of other episodes. My name is Erin.
I'm Sam.
I'm Josie.
And
Hello.
I accidentally just changed my slide. Go back.
Go back.
Go back for real.
Spoiler.
When you were doing that, when you're doing the intro, I was thinking of that SNL skit where they're like,
Sisters, never were they such devoted sisters. That's the good Kush. At this point, okay, I have to do this announcement for the internet. At this point in time, when this episode comes out, Squid Game The Challenge is out on Netflix. I was player 6. Go watch the first episode at least so you could see me at least once.
True.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just kind of a reality star.
Yeah, true. She's gained 1 million followers since her debut.
I would say I've gained 15.
Let's go.
Whoa.
I know, kind of a gamer moment. So
yeah, wow.
So yeah, we apologize for a slightly long break between episodes. Our last episode was the Halloween episode, and now it is November 27th.
Yay.
Which we did try. Y'all know how it be. We have our audio get corrupted all the time. It breaks on me a lot. So
There's a lot of content that we prepared for you guys that you just are never going to get to see.
Whenever we freaking re-record it eventually.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same
jokes.
jokes.
Hear me?
Yeah? Why?
Because my thing wasn't lighting up every time I've been talking.
We could hear you. We're just ignoring you.
You're just ignoring me.
You're just kind of annoying.
You're just kind of weird and obnoxious, so...
Rest in peace, Princess Diana.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Princess Diana.
Oh, Josie's wearing a shirt that says "Rest in peace, Princess Diana," and we could only see that at first, the text, and then she pulled it up, and there's a picture of Owen Wilson. Wow!
All the time.
I don't live with you guys. I've never seen this shirt.
For my birthday.
Yeah,
that's so funny because you're chest up camera. I can only see the text.
Boom, Owen Wilson, baby.
Owen Wilson,
my
baby.
favorite celebrity.
True.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the first time I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, where did you get that?
It's so funny.
Anyway, okay, so today I had a hard time. I didn't have a hard time. I have 2 games that I've played a bunch of lately. I've been playing a lot of really random, short games since I beat Fire Emblem, because that was, really long, so I've been playing a lot of shorter games. And there are 2 that I'm going to talk about today that have a similar theme of art-based games. And so instead of just both of them I think are too short to talk about for an entire episode. So I'm talking about 2 today. My slide says video games is art. For real, it do be.
So true.
Do you guys agree with me?
Yeah.
I would say video games is art.
Yeah.
I agree.
Doobie-doobie-doo.
Okay, so have I told you guys anything about Chicory, A Colorful Tale?
No, the only thing that's familiar is the name Chicory to me.
Okay, so Chicory, A Colorful Tale was actually recommended to us by one of our listeners, either on Instagram or on the Spotify question response thing or in one of the freaking survey answers, but I was trying to find who recommended it and I could not find it. So whoever recommended Chicory, you have a huge brain and you're a good person also.
All right.
Because
you're going to heaven. Congratulations. You have the Fake Gamer Girl stamp of approval.
You're going to Fake Gamer Girl heaven.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Congrats.
It's Animal Crossing music and Stardew Valley music on repeat.
Wow. Okay, so Chicory, A Colorful Tale is it came out in June of 2021. It was developed by, there's a lot of developers. It was a very small team, so I'm going to list all of them. Wishes Unlimited, Greg Lobanov, Alexis Dean Jones, Lena Rain, Madeline Berger, and A Shell in the Pit.
Okay.
I think
A Shell in the Pit a company?
I don't know.
That's a band.
I was going to say it almost seems like a band maybe. And it was published by Finji. It is on Game Pass right now, which is how I played it. It's also on sale on Steam right now for the autumn sale. So if you want to check it out, now would be a really good time to do so. So Chicory, A Colorful Tale. You are not Chicory in this game, which I was shook by when I launched this game, and I was not Chicory. So you are a dog. And this game does something that I thought was adorable and genius, is when you boot up the game, it doesn't say, name your character. It just said, what's your favorite food?
Oh.
And you have to type in your favorite food. And I was like, I wonder why this is relevant. And I typed sushi. And so then I got into the game, and my character's name was Sushi.
That's awesome.
Isn't that so cute?
That is really cute.
So every character in the game is named after a food. Chicory, for example, is a food, or like they're named after like spices, or like, yeah, various like foods, fruits, vegetables, stuff like that. You live in Picnic Province, and your town that you live in is called Luncheon. All of the towns have like meal names. So there's a city called Dinners. Oh gosh, what else is there? That's all I can remember all of a sudden. Luncheon and Dinners. I'm sure there's breakfast.
Breakfast.
But like they're like all of the little areas are named.
Brunch.
There is brunch, yes. There is a brunch. They're all named like little meal times, and like, or there's a tunnel called like Nibble Tunnel, like, so they're like eating themed, which is fun. So in the world of Picnic, in Picnic's history, there has always been a wielder. And the wielder is an artist that uses a magical brush to fill in all of Picnic with color. So they're like super famous. Go ahead.
Like the Giver.
Except not at all, but yeah.
I'm like the Giver, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the Giver.
Right. It's like if the
Yeah.
Giver was giving color to everyone all the time and just with a paintbrush on the ground.
Yeah. So
Not-
Actually,
the Giver.
I've never read the Giver.
Oh, okay. So that's not really what the Giver is about.
Yeah.
I
just
read
know
that in,
it's
like,
it's
middle
like black
school.
and white, right? Like.
Yeah.
that's what I thought of that.
It's like, yeah, you can, and the Giver is giving memories of like color and music to his apprentice. And like only the receiver is this kid. Only the Giver and the receiver get to have these like, I just punched my mic, the perception of like color in the world. So,
Yeah,
and Taylor Swift is in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you never seen that movie?
No.
Taylor
You gotta
Swift is
watch
in
it
it for
now.
like 4 seconds as a ghost.
Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna watch
She
this
makes like the
movie.
weirdest cameo ever. It's so funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, she's like a memory that like waltzes around for a second. I think she plays the piano, maybe. So yeah, the wielder is an artist, and the brush is passed down from like one wielder to the next. And every new wielder has like a new style and will paint the world with different colors and patterns. And in general, wielders are, revered. They are like the most important person, if not like, they're basically like a god celebrity. Like it's a huge thing. So the current wielder is a rabbit named Chicory. You can see her here in this picture. She's a little rabbit, and she's talking to me. That's Sushi, the dog, or whatever your character's name would be. What would you say is your favorite food? Like if the game asked you to type it in, what would you say?
Mac and cheese.
Taco Bell, Baja Blast.
Taco Bell Baja Blast would not be a good name.
That would be hilarious. It's like, hi, Chicory and Taco Bell Baja Blast.
That would be a good name.
Too
You're
long.
crazy.
That's also a drink. That's not a food.
Okay, Baja Blast slush.
That's also a drink, Josie.
No, it's slushy, so it's.
No,
Joe-
it's solid. It's solid.
Oh my gosh. Josie says slushy is food.
Okay, well, then soup is a drink. Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
are we talking about?
Okay, but like objectively, a slushy is not like a food. When I ask you your favorite food, if you say slushies, I would be like, what is wrong with you?
No, you're crazy. You're crazy.
Okay. So yeah, the current wielder is a rabbit named Chicory, and you are her janitor. And you're like her biggest fan. And then you're cleaning her, like, she lives in this thing called the Wielder Tower. It's like a big fancy place that all the wielders live in when they are the wielder. And there's like portraits everywhere of every past wielder. There's like 30 of them. And suddenly the entire world loses color. And you're like, what the freak is going on? This has never, ever happened before.
That's what it says.
Because somebody murked
What the heck?
Chicory.
Chicory died. No, she didn't
Somebody
die.
murdered Chicory.
What the freak?
Ah,
So you go to figure out what the freak is going on and see if Chicory is okay. But she is like barricaded in her room and she won't talk to you or come out. And like even weirder than that, the brush, the magical brush that paints the world is just like laying unattended on the floor. And so you're like, okay, I should pick this up for safekeeping. Wink.
And it's like, it's
Wink,
one
wink,
of those
wink.
games that it's like you can be an evil run, so you can either paint the world or you
you
can.
can have a genocide route in Chicory
No.
where you kill everybody.
You can't kill anyone in this game. It's very wholesome.
Are you doing the pacifist route or the genocide route? Let me
Yeah.
know.
You have to do both to unlock the true ending, like Undertale.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So, no. So the brush is just like laying there on the floor, and you're like, okay, I should pick this up and hold on to it if Chicory's not going to hold it. So you pick it up, and you're like, I might as well just like paint a few things while I have it. Like, I mean, you know, why not?
Might as well.
Yeah, so you head out into the town and you're asking around and everybody's really freaked out because this has never happened before. Where did all the color go? And nobody knows what's going on, but you hear that like Chicory's mentor, so the person who was the wielder before Chicory, her name's Blackberry, she might know what to do. So you get pointed in the right direction to go find Blackberry. And you also help people out with their problems like right away and paint the world back in as you're traveling. And like the problems that people have are hilarious. Where like your dad owns a donut shop and he'll be like, can you please create us a custom donut? Like all these donuts suck. They're black and white. So it puts you in like the little drawing studio and you just like design a little donut. And then he sells the donuts in the store. And then there's like one guy in the first neighborhood where when you're coloring stuff in, if you talk to him, he goes, I want my house painted with tough colors. I want tough colors. And it doesn't matter what colors you give him at all. He loves whatever it is. Because I was like, I'm going to give him like pink and purple and see what he says. And he was like, these are so tough.
So true.
And yeah.
This is actually awesome.
And then later, if you keep talking to him, he starts screaming about how he's bisexual. So
Oh, okay.
most
He's
valid
real. He's
character.
so real.
Yeah, best
Yeah.
character in the game. Don't remember his name. So you go find Blackberry, and Blackberry is the worst. She is horrible. She's like a deer, and she's like, ugh, Chicory is such a disappointment. She's such a quitter. I thought I could count on her, but she's always been a lazy little mother fricker. Like, she has so much potential, and she's always been squandering it. Like, basically, like,
Her
Chicory has...
iPhone.
She'd be on her phone.
They name her iPhone.
Kids these days.
Chicory changed her name to iPad Baby.
No, Blackberry becomes iPhone.
Oh, I
did
Blackberry
not.
is evil.
I thought you said
Oh.
she's on her iPhone, and I was like,
True,
yeah,
that's
that's why
also
Chicory's
true.
lazy.
Chicory always be on that dang phone.
Yeah,
So
so you learn that there is corruption, which is like spooky, inky blackness, and you can't like color it in, and it's like destroys color. And there's also these like super scary, evil, like black trees that are like enveloping the whole town. You can see in this image a scary tree.
Oh, heck no.
And you like figure that out and you talk to Chicory. Like you finally talk to Chicory and you're like, hey, Chicory, like there's a bunch of corruption. Like only the
I like
wielder. Oh, go ahead.
I like how the slide says you manager talk to Chicory. Like you like put on your manager voice and you're like
I meant to put you
have to get it
manage.
together. We are all suffering out here.
I meant to put you manage to talk to Chicory, not you manager talk to Chicory.
Sick.
you're
so
like,
funny.
Chicory, I went and spoke to your manager, Blackberry, and she's pissed.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go to Chicory and you're like, hey, so only the wielder can defeat the corruption. I took the brush. Sorry, lol. I just didn't think it should be like left sitting around. And Chicory is like clearly like really depressed and really angry. And she's like, yep, you're the wielder now. Yep, since you picked up the brush, it's yours. The brush.
Like, I'm just a janitor.
No, but you're like kind of
I'm
stoked
literally-
about it though.
And you're like, okay, you can do this.
Like Sushi was like, I mean, if I have to, you know. But Chicory is like, yeah, the brush definitely chose you. Yep, I was totally gonna choose you anyway. Good luck. You're gonna do great. I don't want to be the wielder anymore.
Oh.
And she's clearly like not well, but you're like, well, I gotta go deal with this corruption. So you like get permission to like be the wielder, and you go to fight the corruption. And once you get in there, it's like a shadowy version of Chicory. And it says like a bunch of like really mean stuff and tries to kill you. And you have to like fight it with paint, basically. It's like
Awesome.
you like color on
Awesome.
it. It's a pretty simple battle system.
It's like that one game Josie likes with paint.
Yeah, Splatoon. Isn't that what you just
Okay,
said?
that's what I said, but you guys said it, so I thought I said the wrong game.
It's Splatoon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, honestly. Because you can swim in the paint
Can you
eventually.
pick people?
Yes, you can. So if back on this slide, you can see Sushi is colored in. But in this slide, these are just random screenshots from like Google Images, because I played it on Game Pass and then my Game Pass subscription expired, so I couldn't get in to take screenshots of my game. So
Oh no.
sorry. But after you like defeat that corruption that's yelling at you and being mean, it's like not going away. There are still like scary trees, and all of Picnic is still missing color. So as the new wielder, you have to travel all over Picnic and defeat all of the corruption while helping citizens with their problems. And there's like, I won't spoil much more of the plot beyond that, but the writing in this game is really good, and it's genuinely really funny too. Like, I laughed out loud at some of the things people say to you. And there's also so much like sweet, genuine, like just care for the world and the characters. Like, the people who created this game, like, they love Chicory. They love all of the characters. And it's like very evident. And it's also super fun to just paint on everything. But it like over the game, you learn a lot more about the brush and like the wielders of the past that have handed it down, and like why Chicory ended up giving up on being the wielder and why she gave it to you. And it has a lot to say about like the pressures of being a creative person, both like pressure from yourself to like always be doing something new and creating something better than before, and also pressure from like people around you, especially when you are being observed, like if you have a platform, and like the way that people create these expectations of someone they don't even know because of art or like media. And has a really great message about like imposter syndrome, because like your character literally becomes the wielder on accident. And there are people in the game, like there are like art students that will be like, your art sucks. Like, we were training our whole life to become the wielder and you just got it handed to you, you know? And then there are also other characters that are like, you're my favorite wielder ever. Everything you do like really speaks to me. So, this game really asks like, what makes art good? And it doesn't answer the question. Like in the game, it's something that you kind of answer for yourself. And it was also fun because I would say objectively, I am not good at drawing. Like, it's not a skill that I have. And like, it was still so delightful and fun. And like, I didn't feel a lot of pressure to like make it beautiful. And there are people who like play this game on YouTube and stuff where they do these like murals everywhere and they're so pretty. And I'm like, I was doing like, I had a stamp that was like a smiley face. And I would do like fill in the ground with a color and then stamp smiley faces and stars everywhere. and color every person hot pink, you know, like,
Awesome.
and I had a really good time, and it was super fun.
How many colors are there that you
So
can choose from?
there's tons, like tons and tons and tons, but every area you go to has four locked colors that you can rotate between. Like, so certain areas of the map will all be the same general colors. And then later in the game, you can unlock, like, you can create your own palette that you can use whenever, wherever. But that's pretty late in the game.
Okay.
But as you, like, defeat the corruption, you get a bunch of power-ups that make your brush stronger. And they allow you to do things like climb walls that you've painted or, like, swim through paint. And then you can traverse to new areas. And there is a platforming element to this where, like, there are plants that, like, when you paint on a plant, it turns into a big bouncy mushroom. And then if you erase the paint, it goes back to normal. So you have to, like,
cute.
there's a lot of puzzles, kind of platforming, paint-based puzzles. There are tons of adorable outfits, and you can, like, color yourself in. You can color in all the NPCs. You also have your family in the game. Your sister is an art student, and she's, like, super supportive of you. And then you can also call your parents on these payphones that are all over the game to ask for advice, like, anytime, and they'll give you hints.
Awesome.
About like if you're stuck and you don't know where to go, it'll be like, you told your mom everything, and she'll be like, well, it sounds to me like you need to try this, and it's like a hint.
Awesome.
Which is, and you can see the mom here,
cute.
she's so cute.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, she
And
is
like,
cute.
yeah, you can just like chat with your family, and they're just adorable, and they're so proud of you and like so supportive. It's so precious.
I wish every game had a payphone for me to call my mom for hints.
Seriously, I didn't ever really need to use it, but there is a point in the game where like chicory hurts your feelings, and it's like you talk to a friend, and your friend is like, you know, when you're feeling bad, it's really good to talk to people that care about you. And so literally to progress the story, you have to go call your mom. And just tell her, like, chicory really hurt my feelings. And then she'll give you, like, advice. And she doesn't even give you, like, a hint. She literally just gives you, like she doesn't,
Life advice.
yeah, she doesn't know you like we do. And it sounds like she's really in a bad headspace, and she probably was saying things she didn't mean, you know, like, so it's just really precious.
Cute.
And then, yeah, you also do these art classes where you go in and you learn, like, new techniques, and you'll get new, like, brush strokes. So you can get, like, stripey brushes or, like, you know, just random stuff. And you can get like stamps, and you also can there's this thing where you recreate the famous artworks of old wielders. So you'll go in for the art class, and they'll be like, so here's a famous painting. And they're all like, they're not real famous paintings. They're like, there's like one that was like a painting of a cat. And like in the class, you have to try and recreate it. And then when you finish it, it goes up in a gallery because you're like famous.
Oh.
And all of mine were like so goofy looking.
That's funny.
But yeah, so it's just really delightful and sweet.
Cute.
So then one thing I wanted to show you guys was this game has some really great art and really great music, and I wanted to play you a little clip of a song that you and Chicory sing together. So, be silent. So,
Aww.
isn't that sweet?
Cute.
Don't start again.
Oh,
Sushi be
Awesome.
singing. So, yeah, for those who were just listening to the audio, the lyrics were on the screen, and they don't talk, obviously, but the lyrics were on the screen, and it said, they're watching me, but they don't see how scared I am at all. What if they all notice I'm just making it up as I go? And Chicory and Sushi, my characters, sang that together, which is like very poignant of like Chicory, who is like a quote unquote legitimate wielder, versus Sushi, who's like fell into it. You know, they both feel the exact same way, which is like, I'm just making this up, you know. which is kind of the point I was making about imposter syndrome and feeling like regardless of how you get to where you are, sometimes you can feel like you don't deserve it or like you're not good enough. Yeah. Did you like the song?
Yeah, it's so cute.
It was cute, right? And it had a little like rhythm game. You have to like click the beats as it plays. It's really very forgiving, but yeah, so I just thought it was like a very beautiful, and it was also very funny and sweet. Like aesthetically, it's fun to look at. The story is really, really great. It's about 10 hours long, and at the end, you get to see the entire world map in like a time lapse of how you colored it in and changed it over time. So it's super fun to watch. I wanted to try and get it, but like I said, my Game Pass subscription expired. So maybe someday you'll get to see that. I think that's all I have.
10 hours is like decently long, honestly, for like a game like this. I feel like.
I guess most of the games I play are like 35 minimum.
I know, but I feel like there's a lot of like little games that are only like 2 hours.
My friend played Resident Evil 7 for me, and that game was 9 hours. So
okay, it's probably
is longer than Resident Evil 7.
I mean, there's also a lot of stuff that's optional, a lot of side quests, so it just depends on. I will say, I think this game is on PlayStation. I think that it would be really hard to play with a controller because you're literally like drawing, you know? So I liked playing it on PC because you can literally just, you know, drag your mouse around and draw crap.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, the second game I wanted to talk about is Sticky Business. We've got 27 minutes left. Sticky Business came out in July 2023, developed by Spellguarding Games, published by Assemble Entertainment, and you just run a small sticker business. And it's currently on sale on Steam. I just bought it for like $8 because I've had it on my wish list for a while. But it's really adorable. Instead of like drawing things from scratch, oops, I messed up my images here, but whatever. Instead of drawing things from scratch, in Sticky Business, you work in like a pretty simple, easy to use sticker creator where you take like pre-made assets and arrange them into like fun and adorable stickers. And there's like animals, and then you can put like different faces and like words and different backgrounds. And anyway, like shapes and stuff. And there are a lot of options, and you can buy more options when you start making sales too. So you can see some of my stickers here. We have Lil Cthulhu. It's like Cthulhu with a bow and pink cheeks. I've got Sweepy, which is a little sleeping cat with a fat bird on her head. You can see this one says us, and it's a bisexual flag with a bird, like a cute bird, and then like a goth bird, and it's like us, you know, like you and your bisexual girlfriend. My personal favorite is We Love Reading, and it's a book, and there's a sheep and a bunny sitting on the book. So
cute.
Yes, you just make these little stickers. You also like print, package, and ship your stickers, and you can change the paper you wrap your orders in, and you buy little like candies to ship with the orders, and you can give people like freebie stickers. You have to manage costs and make sure you're getting your orders out, but it's like a very chill game, and it's not stressful, and the consequences are non-existent. You just like don't get the money from an order. Like it's not like you get like customers are not like yelling at you. You also learn like stories of your customers that buy from you multiple times. So they'll send you messages. Like one is this guy who's like an aspiring streamer, and he sends you a message like, I just started my channel, like wish me luck. And then like a week or two later, you'll get a message that's like, I feel like it's not going that well. I think I'm going to change the kind of thing that I'm streaming, but I'm scared to lose the small audience I already have. And then like a week later, he'll be like, I did it, and it actually worked out really well. Like, I'm so excited. Thanks, you know, for all these great stickers, blah, blah, blah. Or then there's like a friend who is like, I'm buying this for my friend so-and-so. He's been really depressed lately. His work is like really pushing him too hard. And then later you get a message from the friend who was gifted the stickers, and he's like, my friend bought me some stickers to cheer me up, and it actually really worked, so I'm buying more. So it's like really sweet. Or there's like sisters. One messages and is like, I'm buying these stickers, but I have to keep them a secret from my sister because she steals all my stuff. And then you get a message from the sister like 2 days later, and it's like, I saw these really awesome stickers in my sister's room, so I'm buying my own. And anyway, so it's just silly, like very silly stuff like that. But it's super wholesome, and it is extremely fun to make little stickers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's just 2 art-centric video games that I've really been enjoying. What other art video games do you guys like?
You named one that I love right here. I am a Passepartout veteran.
I thought so. Well, I've never played it. I watched people play the first one.
I've definitely played it for you, probably.
Probably.
Like, I used to play it when you lived at home. I haven't played it in a long time, but I still have it. That game is so funny.
What is it?
So you're basically like this little like frog looking dude, and it's obviously like based in France, basically, and you're like a sad painter who like paints under like a bridge. Like you're a sad homeless man who is painting, and you'll make 3 paintings, and they could literally be like the ugliest things ever. And you'll put them up, and it's basically random chance, but you'll get like people come by and they'll make offers, money offers, and then you can accept or deny or bargain with them to go up, basically. And then sometimes a critic will come by and they will usually get your name in the news and stuff, being like, this artist is crazy. And then so you'll just slowly build up, and the locations you paint and sell your paintings in will like get cooler or better and stuff until you're like in a museum and stuff.
Oh.
There's a couple different like ways the game can go, but that's like the generic route, basically, from what I remember.
Cool. I'm thinking of some phone games, because I don't think I really played a lot of art video games that aren't phone games, but like I'm a sucker for like a good just coloring game, like just like relaxing. But there's one, I don't remember what it's called. There's one that's kind of popular right now that's like, it's an art scene with like elements that are missing from the picture, and you have to like drag the elements to where they go on the artwork, and it's really fun, and like it animates when you put them in the right place and
Cute.
stuff. I gotta look that up and see what it's called, because I've played that one quite a bit, but I deleted it just because I ran out of storage on my phone. But
yeah.
But yeah, and then I also love, like, this one's more of a puzzle game, but that game that we used to play, or I used to play it a ton, when it was like, there was like a picture with like geometric shapes, and there was like 4 colors, but like none of the same color couldn't touch.
Yeah, you can't touch the colors next to each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved that game when I
did
was
play that
younger.
a ton.
So that one's kind of arty.
Yeah, I think it is.
So yeah.
Nice.
I just draw pictures in real life, so
True.
I don't really need to simulate it.
Scribble knots. That's not really art, but
It's more like a vocabulary game.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read some user responses really quick, if that's okay.
Okay.
So we have one here from Megan P, she, her. She said she's playing Baldur's Gate 3 and Sea of Stars, and we definitely read your last one, I think on the last episode, Megan, where you said you started Baldur's Gate. And it's because it says here, my husband and I have made it to the 3rd act of Baldur's Gate 3 and getting to finally explore the titular Baldur's Gate has made the past 50 to 60 hours of adventuring worth it. The city feels so alive, and I finally reached peak romance level with Shadowheart, the cleric. She says she's playing as Astarion, the rogue vampire elf, which is interesting that you're playing as one of the origin characters, because Sam and I have both been just playing as our own, like,
awesome
DIYs. And then she also says, I've only played a couple of hours of Sea of Stars, but the art style is super cute, and the turn-based combat really reminds me of Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story, which I loved as a kid, so it's really nostalgic feeling. The game's not too difficult for newcomers to turn-based RPGs, and so far has not gotten boring. I've heard really good things about Sea of Stars, so it's definitely one that's on my list.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we need to do an episode on Baldur's Gate sometime, just because
Sam has a lot to say about Baldur's Gate.
I've been playing it so freaking much.
She's farther than me
all the time.
That's funny that you said 50 to 60 hours of exploring, because I'm like halfway through Act 2, and I'm like 60 hours in. Like,
you're more of a freak, though.
Yeah, I know that like a lot of people, I don't know, it definitely varies, like how long people...
Yeah.
It takes people to play. But.
Okay, and then we have a response here from Jen, she, her. She says she's playing Sunhaven. Sunhaven is like Stardew Valley, but you can choose your character type, such as elemental, elf, angel, demon, and more. There are 3 towns, all with different stories, or stores, animals, items, pets, clothes, and more to unlock. It is so magical and mythical. I love it. Everybody in the world is always trying to tell us to play
No, and I've
Sunhaven.
actually heard that it's good now that it's like more finished. Like,
Well, the funny thing about that is that Sunhaven is always hiring, and I've been really close to applying to work on that game a
Do
couple of
it.
times.
yeah, you
But then I was like, but we
should.
like trash talk them on my podcast.
No, they won't care.
No, we didn't trash talk them. We started like I think the
It's
issue is
like
we
cool,
didn't
but
realize
yeah.
how early access
Well,
it was
yeah, when we
tried
got it, it was super early access. Let me see if I can see the date that we
Like,
had it because I'm looking
there
at
were
this too.
2
Yeah, we played
towns.
it in 2021.
I was gonna say, I think we got it like release week.
Pretty much, yeah.
And there were only 2 towns, and neither of them were finished. Where like half the stores in the first town were not finished, and there were
Yeah.
like 3 NPCs in the elf town.
Mhm.
So apparently there are 3 towns now.
I thought she said
Awesome.
4.
She said 3, I think.
Oh.
She said 3 towns.
Oh.
So
True.
Well.
What are you guys
that's
playing?
fun.
I've been playing a lot of Lethal Company and Resident Evil 5, and I am going to buy Chicory now and play it.
It's really good.
So.
Yes!